Hello, in this video I will show you the difference between dynamic arrays and dynamic arrays and static arrays in Java and how to use them. So we'll create a new program. It's just a class with a main method. So here we'll declare and create an array. So it's an array of strings. It's not Sheffield. This is just a declaration of a reference, and we have to create it new string, and we must specify the size. The size is fixed. So we'll put some data in it. So I will use the user input. So I will create a scanner to get the user input. Just import the scanner class, and we will read the user input from the keyboard. Now I will loop through the array I less than strings length. We can access at any time the size of the array, and now we will read each value and store it in location with index I. So we'll tell S to get the next line. Now with for each we can loop through the list of strings to display them out. So we can run this code snippet. We have here the console. So hello, the first, hi Java, okay, test, and then also Java test also. So here we have all the data. We have entered, and now we have the result. So we have to define the size of the array. To add new value, you have to know the exact location. So here, which is complicated now with arrays, is to add a value. So here we have a full array. Sometimes you have just put some values, for example 6. So you have to get and store in a variable which is the last cell used to add after that, and pay attention to not to use a non-existent cell. For example, here I will display a cell which doesn't exist, or I will try to put, so the array is 0 based array, so it's it have numbers, and this is from 0 to 9. What I will do, I will try to add a value as next line. Okay, so here I will reduce just the size just to simplify. So here we have an array from 0 to 3. Cells are numbered from 0 to 3. So normally we don't have the for the fifth cell. Now I will show you it works. Now we will get data. So hello, hi, Java, and 45. Now everything is good. We'll try to add something, test, and oops. Here, if we have exceeded the size of the array, we will get array index out of bounds exception. Now, normally we have an array of 4 values and 4 cells. Now we've tried to add a fifth value, which doesn't exist. So here the limitation of static arrays. But if you will loop through all the values and you will put all your values in a collection, and static array is a good way and is simple for declaration and creation. If you have a dynamic list of values, which means that you have a list by, and through the execution it will add some values or remove some other values, or you don't know the process, what number of how many number of object we will manipulate. We have to use a dynamic array. A dynamic array is called an ArraList. It's based on the list interface. So I will transform all of this in a dynamic list. So I will declare list of string with this syntax. Now we have list. List is an interface that we have to import from Java array, Java util. And now you have array list. We don't need to specify the type, and it's inferred by Java compiler. Okay, here we have a list. I have a scanner. Now I can let the size and the number of values to add as in runtime, and the user will give me the number of data to learn. Give me the number, and we will use a variable to get this number. S.next int. Now we can, in this test we don't use length but function size, which is dynamic. We don't have size, just the n. And here we have an empty array, so there is no indices until we add values. So we have to add strings add, and we will add the value as input. Now, the size of the list will grow as we add values. Now, first, list is empty, so size is 0. Every time we add a value, size will be incremented. So we can loop through using for each like this, and here we can add at any time, we can add a value. Something which is good in Java, we can display all the list using string println. Arrays, static arrays, we can do this. So strings, I will show you. I will use a scanner just for the int values and another scanner for string values because of next line which uses the new line character. So here I will run this snippet. So I will give the number. Here I will put three values. So Java, hello, and test. And here we have our display. Now I will add another value. So let's say okay. And here we have the default display of lists in Java. So I have a print line, all the values in the list. Now at any time we can here we can see the size. So here before the add we can here and here I will show you the size of the list at any time in execution. So in the first, after the creation, list is empty. We have 0 values. Now I will put some data. Okay, I have to specify the number of values. So it must be an integer. Okay. Hello, Java, and test. The size is 3. Now I will add a new value. Okay, the size now is 4. I can remove some data based on the location. So we will say strings remove. So we have 2 ways. Just use the index or the object. Here, for example, I will show him. I will say that I want to remove the hello. So with lists, the search algorithm is already defined. Just Java will use the equals method to find the first corresponding object and remove it. So here next I will display list. So here I will okay as Java application. So size is 0. Here I will put 3. Hello. So I will put it inside Java. Hello test. We will add fourth. So okay. And we will display in the end, after the remove, the content of the list. Here you can see that hello has disappeared. So there is many facilities in lists which make their use is practical if it's dynamic. Just to say that we don't know how many values we will put, or you know that you will through the execution you will add some other data, or you will remove or you will modify the content, etc. And there is many facilities, and here we can see them. Strings that we can add, we can find the existence to get some value using index, find the index of some object using the equals method, the last index of, we can iterate as we know, as and we can transform it to an array. Now, arrays are more practical if we don't need to manipulate data. It's static. It will not be changed through the execution. There is no new values, or we don't need to remove some values. So arrays are very practical. Here now you can see you can choose now the right implementation of collection in Java, just a regular array or a dynamic array. And thank you.